always thought when I got to be an old man that I would live someplace near a stream. And even though I wasn't fishing as a young man, I always thought that when I got to be an old man, I'd be the old man fishing in the stream. I was thinking about that today. I turned 70 recently, and so I think now I'm an old man. I've been thinking that for about 10 years now, or maybe 20 years, but now 70. Wow. When I was in 6th grade, the 6th grade teacher said to the class, "Boys, you're going to live to 70. Girls, 72. Well, I hope I go past 70. But I also hope I find them sometimes in the future, maybe not too far off, when I'm sitting on the edge of a river like this. But this morning, I was there in my mind. Yep. That's where I went in my mind. Now, this is a tough book to hold up. The thing is this, that it was a challenge for me, because I thought, can I pull this off? Can I get that golden morning light and those beautiful greens of the forest and that tannic acid river and a man sitting on the edge of that river on a rock fishing? You can't even see a fishing pole there. Maybe he's not fishing. Maybe he's wishing. I purposely didn't put the fishing pole in there. You know why? Because I forgot. I forgot to put the fishing pole. But the truth is now, let's see, let me amend my painting. He's not fishing. Yes, he's wishing. Old man wishing at the stream. Yeah. AI will probably correct me and say, I think you meant to say fishing. And yes, I did, but not anymore. Now it's the old man is wishing at the stream. So the takeaway for you artists who want to know how I painted this, well, first of all, the whole video is coming up, but if you don't want to wait, it's watercolor. Basically, the whole composition was watercolor, and then I fine-tuned it with gouache. Yes, I put gouache over watercolor to fine-tune it. Also, I don't know what else to tell you. I think that's it. I think that's the whole thing. But it was a challenge. That's probably the one thing I want to leave you with before I go to the video. Is this was a challenge, and that's a great thing to do. You know, if you're a mountain climber, try the mountain that looks like it's going to be a challenge. If you're a baker, look at that cake that looks like, oh my gosh, I could never make a cake like that. Well, go for it, try it. If you're a runner, maybe that marathon you've been thinking about is just so challenging, but maybe you should go for it. And as an artist, sometimes you say, well, could I pull off a painting that looks like, I don't know, a man sitting on a stream wishing he had a fishing pole? All right. I'm going to show you how I painted that right now. Thank you for watching. Here we go. Okay, good morning. We're going to do another watercolor and gouache painting. I'm going to use these new brushes. They were given to me as a gift. And they were only, I know the price is crossed out there, but it looks like maybe $16.99 or maybe $18.98 or something. But anyway, it was a gift, so the people who gave it to me, Todd and Liz, they are Robin's cousins, and they didn't want me to know the price, so they crossed it out. But my point is, it's less than $20, and they're considered a classroom pack. So I know a lot of times we think we have to have expensive brushes, but if you can buy this many brushes for $20, that's pretty good. And we're going to see how they do in this painting. They're kind of held together. Looks like they were designed for it's like several kids to use them at the same time, because they're all like 5 of them are the same here, and you know, it looks like 5 in each type. So I'll take one of that one, and I guess I should put the rubber band back on. No, I won't. It's too much trouble. And I'll take one of these ones. Oh, I'll just keep one. That's what I'll do. I'll take one of each one of them. Well, this ought to be fun. All right, so take one of each of these brushes, and we'll see what we come up with. So it's the first time I've used this brand, and oh, I didn't tell you what the brand is, did I? Where's the cover? Here's the cover. Well, maybe you saw it for yourself. It's the Fine Touch. The Fine Touch. 30 brushes, classroom pack. Wow. Well, thank you, Todd and Liz. And now I've got my brushes ready to go. So this is it. I'm going to use these brushes to do a painting. Okay. All right, and I do want to use a mixture of gouache and watercolor. So let me start off with this watercolor. This is the Woomer set that the Woomer people sent to me. I'm very grateful for that. Very thankful for you too, because you've sent me some really nice messages. And if you haven't seen a video of me using the Woomer set, let me do that real quickly. A little stuck here. This is the Woomer set, and it comes with a blank swatch sheet, so you can do your own swatches. And I did this when I first opened up the package. So these are the colors, and these are basically what they look like on paper. Okay? All right then, let's get moving. What shall we do? Well, let's take the bigger of the brushes, of our 5 new brushes, and begin. So how shall we begin? How about we begin with like an orangish sky, I guess. Maybe I'll mix some white in there. I don't usually use white with watercolor, but I wanted to, because you can lighten watercolor easily with just by the water, but I just want to see how this looks. All right. Okay, I can read it. It's a little bit loose. It's a little bit, yeah, you can already tell. All right, so I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably going to end up with a good result, but I don't know that the brushes are going to last that long. I can already feel a little bit of wobble. That's okay. It's fine. We're going to do good. All right, let's just get this really washed out here. Get some up here. Very light, a little bit darker there. Let me get some hill over here. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's loose. Oh, can you hear it? Yeah, you can almost hear it. Okay, well, you can hear it. I don't know if you can. All right, now let's put a little bit of blue in there, because that's orange, so a little bit of blue should turn that green. All right, we want that very, very light, like a very hazy green. See what the blue did? See, the blue turned into a very hazy green. because that's going to be our distant hill, way in the distance. Maybe a little bit darker than that, maybe a little bit redder than that too. A little bit, add some red to that. There's that mountain, that distant mountain right there. That's kind of what we wanted. That's kind of all I really want right there. That's all I really want. I want to keep that bright right there. All right, now let's get some of this. Let's use our swatch and see which is the deeper of the greens. That one right there. So let's just see what we can do here. Just gonna swatch it on there. Go ahead, add some orange to that. I don't want that to get I don't want it to bloom too much into that other wet area. But that's kind of the idea right there. And here's going to be where it all comes together. Let's see, we'll just create a line here so we sort of know what we're doing. There we go. A little bit. There we go. Alright, now let's add some. Is that dry yet enough? I gotta wait till that's to dry. Alright, what I want to do is clean the brush a little bit, put a little bit of this right here. Just a little bit in there. Keep a lot of that white right there. There's going to be a lot of white right there. Alright, now if that's dry, it's almost dry. We can get some of this darker green in there. This darker. Let's keep some light at the top so that it is so we get the light coming off of the mountain there, the sunlight. And then down here, add some black to that, just to make it a little bit darker. I hear sirens already outside. I hear sirens, I think, every day now. Every day there's sirens. They're early in the morning. It's only 6:41 a.m. Yeah, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. You've written some nice comments to me. I do appreciate them all. Yeah, I'm probably going to take care of a lot of these trees with the gouache, but I wanted to sort of kind of get something in there. That's okay. A little bit of a hill here. We'll correct a lot of this stuff with the gouache, but just get the basic composition in here. There we go. And we want the man. Let's think about the man now. He's on a rock. Sitting on a rock. And we'll put him right there. Sitting on that rock. Oh, there's the sirens here. Yeah, they're out there. They're doing this amazing job that they do. Those men and women in those ambulances just have an incredible task that they do on a daily basis. It's just incredible. Did you see the opening show for the Super Bowl with Lady Gaga, Michael Strahan, and can't remember the other guy's name, but the football guys, they were coming out there and they were honoring the first responders. That was really outstanding. Okay, let's get some of these rocks in here. I think we got the idea here. There we go. There we go. It's sort of coming together. You sort of can see the composition happening, right? think we got a little bit of a composition here now that we can work with. All right, let's get a clean brush and let's dive into some of that yellow. Some of that nice bright yellow. Get some of that yellow on there. Just kind of place it where we need it, right there. There we go. Nice bright yellow. And we'll go ahead and add a little bit of this orange over here. Just maybe some of this water has got a little bit of tannic acid in it, you know. All right, I think we have our composition laid out. And I think I'm just going to leave it like that with the watercolor. And then I'm going to switch over to the gouache. I think that's a good way to approach this particular picture. All right, so while this dries, I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's begin again. The paper is dry, pretty much. Just a couple of wet spots. And the colors that I'm using with gouache are Payne's Gray, which I got from this tube. And then I have, mid green. I got another green, but I guess I got two shades of green. I don't really need two shades, but I just thought I'd have a lot of green since there's a lot of green. Yellow, which is lemon yellow, and then white and burnt umber. Or white and brown, you could say. Okay, and I do have a black tube here. I don't know that I'm going to use it. I probably will use the Payne's Gray for the color. Oh, let me move these to a different place. So, all right. Oops. Okay, now let's begin. Which brush should I use now? I think I'll use this one. It's rather, it's kind of nice. Got a nice stiffness to it. It would be perfect for doing some of these trees. So let's just start with some of those. Get the brush wet. And let's see. Get some of the Payne's Gray on the brush. And I'm going to lighten it up so that it's a light tone. And add a little bit of green to it. So it's kind of a muddy tone. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's okay. That'll work. Maybe I could lighten it up a little bit more. Wash it out a little bit. Add a little bit more green to it. Alright, so now we're going to add some of these, a little bit of this hint of trees here. Do you know what? That green is too green. I need to add some red to it. Add red to green. Add red to green. This is scarlet. It'll desaturate it a little bit. So even though there's no real red in the picture, the red will desaturate the green. Watch, and take a little bit of that. There you go. It's kind of almost like a muddy green. Okay. All right, I'll use that. Use that tip there. Add a little bit of yellow to that, I guess. Make it a little bit greener. A little hint. we go. Sort of can tell what's happening there. Let's put a little bit of darkness here to separate the two layers. So it's a little bit darker at the bottom. There we go. And then over here, a little bit lighter. Just add some yellow and work it in there so that it's not super bright, just enough to give you the feeling that there's some layering going on. There we go. Okay. All right, now let's get some of these trees over here. Just go ahead and put them in. Take advantage of this pointed brush. There we go. Add a little bit more water to that. We'll come back at this in a little bit. Right now I just want to get these distant trees painted in there. Still kind of hazy, a little bit washed out. So I got, let's see, what do I have on my schedule today? Oh, my car. I didn't tell you about my car. Maybe I did, but I don't know. I was driving home the other day, and I was in maybe I did tell you this yesterday, but I was in a 40-mile-per-hour zone, and it's considered a speed trap, so I'm always very careful about going 40. And I looked down at my speedometer and it said I was going 110. So obviously my speedometer was broken. So I brought it in yesterday to be fixed. So right now I have no car. I have to depend on Robin to drive me around. That's okay. I don't mind being a passenger. All right, there we go. It's going to be that lit area of that right there. Okay, now let's start to think about adding a little bit more green to this. And we're going to use that red to bring it down. We want some dark green over here. Face is right here. There's his hat. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get this later. A lot of this has to be light on dark. But I just wanted to kind of be careful right there. Make it dark behind him. darker right there, I think. Yeah, so this is gouache on top of watercolor. And this is the burnt umber. I can go ahead and start thinking about him, the man. The old man fishing. I am an old man. What am I fishing for? What am I fishing for? That's a great question. What are you fishing for? I'm fishing for world peace. I'm fishing for people to get along together. I'm fishing for people to stop being so mean to one another. I'm fishing for people to be complimentary to each other. I'm fishing for people. How far can I take this concept? I'm fishing for people to love one another. I am. I truly am. I really think that's probably the truth. I'm fishing for people to slow down. Slow down. Don't drive so fast. Why do you gotta drive so fast? What's the hurry? Your ancestors took months to get across the country. Now you can do it in hours. Your ancestors took hours just to walk to the store. Now you can do it in minutes. So why? Why do you have to hurry? See? There's a way to look at it that way. There we go. Alright, I get some of this green here. Going up the hill. There we go. You can work the brush until it's dry, and then you can use it as a dry brush also. It's kind of a technique. Let's see, what do we do now? What shall we do? Let's get it a little bit yellower. There we go. Kind of mix that together with that. There we go. On the edge of the little river he's at. Just keep working it. See, the Payne's gray has a blue tone to it. That's kind of why I like it a lot. Hem it and happen a little bit. It's got a way to go still. Alright, let's use a different brush. Let's use a different yellow also. I think I have a yellow ochre. That might be better than yellow, or maybe mixing the two. So let's try some of that. That probably would be good for the water also, I think, in some places. Alright, let's use a different brush for some of this. Oh, and I can perhaps I can add the blue to his shirt right now. I want him to have a blue shirt. I just thought it'd be a nice hint of blue right there. gray. Let's get some of this on the edge here. Let's use some of this burnt sienna, I think. I think that'll help a little bit with that rusty colored water. And I'll use some of this yellow ochre. I have some already. I'm going to mix it with the burnt sienna. Alright, this is all gouache. No, this is not watercolor. Or, yeah, it's not acrylic. Alright, just a few ideas here to make this water look better. Let me try and, while I'm thinking about that guy's face, let me do his face. Take one of these small brushes, the smallest brush. Still using these brand new brushes from Todd and Liz. Alright, let's get a little bit of that paint on his face. Just gonna try to get his face a little bit colored. Add a little bit of red to it. It's a very, very small area. With one hand with the fishing rod. He's got his shirt sleeve rolled up. There we go. Now we got a little bit of a hint of the man. We get more of a hint of his hat. There we go. A little hint of him right there. Let's put some white on the edge of his hat. White on the edge of his sleeve and his hand. Give you a little hint of a beard. A little hint. Alright, I think we got him pretty good. I think that grass, let me clean one of these brushes and add a little bit of orange to that grass. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit too yellow. Get some of that green up here. Let's get some of this gray, this undefined color over here. Okay. All right, now let's add a few touches to the there's a few touches, I think, with some light colors. And then I think it'll be done. So I'm going to use this brush here. It's still got a nice point on it. So I'm going to use that. Oh, let's see, maybe a couple of pieces of grass catching the light. Little pieces of grass. Get some of these areas up here. Whoa. That's a lot of paint. I think we're done. What do you think? All right, old man fishing in the mountain stream. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. And I did it with cheap brushes, watercolor, and gouache. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.